What's going on, everybody? I hope you're doing all right. And today I just wanted to take you behind the scenes of one of my recent video shoots for Reformation Brewery and kind of show you my process for all of that and what I do and what I'm thinking about and just all the steps I take to do a video like that start to finish. So the first step I take when I'm shooting a video like this is I will do storyboards. Not anything super fancy, just something to get my idea onto a page so I don't forget, complete with like the camera moves I want and all the shots and everything. Just like a rough draft of my ideas. The reason I like doing storyboards so much is because it helps me get the ideas out before I get there, and I can quickly iterate on the idea that was originally in my head and change it for what will work best for the actual project. And I like to storyboard out everything and play with it and see what works and what doesn't. And then when I get what I like, I put that on my iPad, or I've already drawn it on my iPad, and I take it with me when I'm shooting. So that way I don't have to keep everything in my head. I can see the shots that I've taken the time to think about beforehand. And then once I get there, I'm just ready to go. I love using this DJI Ronin SC2. It's one of the easiest to set up gimbals that I've ever used in my entire life. Just a couple of button presses and some weight calibration, and it's good to go. Now, right here, I'm trying to make sure that all the light is modeling the subject, i.e. the can, very nicely. And so I have a key light and then a secondary fill light on the other side to really add dimensionality to that can. And I'm going through the first shot in my storyboards where the can drops into frame, lines up with the motion graphic I made, and then I pull back and then rotate up and over the can so you can see the top. Now that I've got that shot out of the way and opened the can and pop the top on it, so to speak, I need to do some more set dressing. With the set dressing, I wanted to include all the ingredients that were in the beer. So I added apples, grapes, and cranberries to the set. And I wanted to make sure I got very bright red apples and light green grapes, and then the cranberries are just the red color that cranberries are. The reason I wanted to do this is because I felt like all of those things would go really well with the pink of the can. And I wanted to make sure that everything that I put in the scene was complementing and directing your eye to the can. So there was a lot of focus on how the apple looked, how I sliced it. And you saw me throw away the first apple, and that's because it looked a little brown on the inside. I wanted it nice, white, crisp, so that it would really blend well with the pink and reds there. And you see here, I'm pointing the apples towards the Reformation glass so that they're all just subtly leading you up into the logo that's up there on the glass. I line everything up that way. And then I put this other apple piece back there to kind of mask off the background and just leave a swath of red behind the open apple pieces. Next, I'm getting out the grapes, and the grapes were really important because the pinks and the light greens like that are very complementary colors, and I wanted to put those on the other side to wade out all the red on the left side. And then I needed to go get the cranberries and put those in there. And I kind of mixed the cranberries and the grapes again in another leading line towards the glass so that your eye was really drawn there and that there was a nice balance and weight to all the colors that are in the composition. I love doing product photography images like this because if you do it right, no one notices anything. It just seems like it should be there. But so much thought and effort goes into balancing the composition, drawing your eye towards the important parts of what you're doing, and making sure that the star of the show is the product and not the set dressing that you have around it. It makes you think very creatively, and I love being able to do that. And you can just modify every little thing you're doing and just add a little extra care into what you're doing to make something really awesome for your client. And that part is something that I really enjoy. I always have an idea in mind before I ever start shooting, but when I get there, I always want to make sure that I play around with a couple of slightly different variations on the process that I had in my mind. Because, you shouldn't be scared to try something new just because you have a good plan. You should always be a little loose and free-flowing with your ideas. And so I like to just tweak everything a little bit as I shoot and get a couple of little extra things in there for safety. And I feel like that really helps me end up with a very good base to start my editing. Here I'm just trying to line up my shot with the previous shot of the can because I'm doing a match cut here. I'm making sure that in the frame of the camera, the round edge of the top of the glass is going to match the round edge on the top of the can that I did in the previous shot, because that's a nice, easy transition for the eye, and so you don't have to do any extra work as the viewer to continue the flow and enjoyment of what you're looking at. It takes a little bit of work, but it's something that you see all the time, so you're very used to it, and it just feels right when you do a good match cut. After that, I had to get some help with pouring the beer so the beer could be poured and I could make the camera moves. And then when I did that, I wanted to take some quick photos, so I refizzed the beer. You can do this with salt. Just sprinkling a little bit over the top of it will add some more foam to the head of the beer. And it's a really neat trick to have if you work with that a lot, so just keep that in mind. Now we're doing the actual shot of pouring the drink into the glass, and then once it's poured, I'm going to take the camera and pull it back and rotate it up as I pull back to focus on that logo. And then you can also see just the set dressing of all the fruits that are included in the beer that I wanted you to have there so you get context. We zoom in on the logo and then shoot up to go away. It's great. And then here's me talking about the actual salt in the beer trick to refoam it as I was doing my second part of my photo shoot, not just the video shoot. Because again, the foam had gone down a little bit more, so I was sprinkling a little more salt in there to let it foam back up. And I was going to take some more still images after this to really just add a little extra to the shoot that I was doing. you're done with a shoot, always make sure to clean up. Leave the place even better than you found it. That goes a long way in your client's eyes, especially if it's a place that they own. Just keep things nicer than you found them, be a good guest there, and help them out as much as you can. All right, thank you so much for listening to all this today. I hope I provided some useful information in these ramblings. The next thing that comes up is I'm going to play the finished little commercial for you guys, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, I hope you enjoyed the commercial and the making of. And if you did, please leave a like down below. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe already. And please share these videos so that I can get out there to more people. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you out there. Bye.